Good afternoon, this is Gabriel Jackson, and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day number 12. Using Sefer HaChinuch, a mitzvah that keeps your soul on its way. Here we go. This mitzvah is found in the book of Shemos, Parshas Bo, the prohibition to eat anything that contains Chametz. This prohibition forbids the consumption on Pesach of blended foods that, while not pure Chametz, contain Chametz ingredients. In mitzvah number 19, Chinuch will discuss the prohibition against eating actual unblended Chametz. We are commanded not to eat anything that contains Chametz on Pesach, even though the item is not primarily Chametz. For example, Babylonian kutach, which, says the footnote, is a dip that contains sour milk, moldy bread, crumbs, which are obviously Chametz, and salt. Kutach is one example of this tarovos Chametz mixtures, right? So that would be a problem. And anything that is similar to it, as it is stated in Exodus. Anything that has been leavened you shall not eat. The sages of blessed memory explain that the intention of this verse is to teach this prohibition of eating Chametz mixtures, for thus did the sages receive the explanation of this verse through the oral tradition. The Chinuch then goes on to say how there's a dispute between the Rambam, Maimonides, and Nachmanides about some of the details of this mitzvah. And really that machlokas, it's pretty long, so we'll skip it, but I'll summarize a little bit, is like what's the mixture? Is there more Chametz than non-Chametz? And also how fast will you eat it? That would determine what your punishment would be, right? So your punishment could be lashes, it could be spiritually cut off chorus. That's part of the dispute between the Ramban and the Rambam. And I'm happy to go over with you inside. If you like, PM me, let's do it. But for now, we'll move on to the underlying purposes of the mitzvah. Among the underlying purposes of the mitzvah, what we have already written in mitzvah number 11 regarding the prohibition to let leaven be found in our possession on Pesach. The Torah desires that we remember the miracles we experienced during the exodus from Egypt. Specifically, the Chametz prohibition serves as a reminder that we were unable to wait for the dough to rise because of the great rush to leave, and the dough was baked into unleavened loaves of matzah. However, with respect to this mitzvah, there's an additional consideration. In order to strengthen the recognition of this matter in our hearts, the Torah distanced us from Chametz to this great extent and prohibited not only the consumption of pure Chametz, as we're going to see in mitzvah number 19, but even the consumption of mixtures containing Chametz. The laws of the mitzvah, for example, the items that are included in this prohibition, what they are and what they're called, as well as additional details of this mitzvah, are found in Tractate Pesachim. This mitzvah applies to both men and women and is still in effect in every location and all times. One who transgresses this commandment and eats a Chametz mixture is liable to either Malkus or Kores. Again, spiritually cut off, really all depends on what that mixture was, how much Chametz, how much non-Chametz in the mixture, and that also is dependent on that dispute between the Rambam and the Ramban. Okay. Thank you for listening to Sponsor Feature Mitzvah, 36-100 for the gold. See you tomorrow.